What is the meaning of life? It's a question that has puzzled philosophers, scientists, and thinkers for centuries. Some say the meaning of life is to seek happiness. Others believe it's to serve a higher purpose or to leave a lasting legacy. But what if the answer is simpler and more unsettling than we've been led to believe? What if life has no inherent meaning at all? Today we're going to explore this idea that life in and of itself has no meaning. But far from being a cause for despair, this realization can be incredibly liberating. It's an invitation to create your own meaning, to live authentically, and to embrace the freedom that comes with knowing there are no rules to follow, no destiny to fulfill, and no grand plan to decipher. Let's dive in. From the moment we're born, we're taught to search for meaning. We're told that life is a journey with a destination, that our purpose is to achieve something great, to leave a mark on the world, or to fulfill some divine plan. But what if this search for meaning is itself a distraction? What if the very idea of meaning is a human construct, a story we tell ourselves to make sense of a chaotic and indifferent universe? Think about it. The universe is vast, ancient, and impersonal. It doesn't care about our hopes, dreams, or struggles. Stars are born and die, galaxies collide, planets form and disintegrate. In the grand scheme of things, our lives are fleeting and insignificant. And yet we cling to the idea that our existence must have some greater purpose. Why? The truth is, purpose is something we impose on life, not something we discover within it. We create meaning through our actions, our relationships, and our choices. But this meaning is subjective, not objective. It's not written in the stars or encoded in our DNA. It's something we make up as we go along. This might sound unsettling at first. After all, we've been conditioned to believe that life must have a purpose, that there must be some ultimate reason for our existence. But what if this belief is just a coping mechanism? What if it's a way for us to avoid confronting the uncomfortable truth that life is inherently meaningless? Here's the surprising part. Life's lack of inherent meaning is not a cause for despair. In fact, it's incredibly liberating. If life has no predetermined meaning, then we're free to create our own. We're free to define success on our own terms, to pursue what matters to us, and to live authentically, without worrying about whether we're fulfilling some grand cosmic plan. Think about it. If life had a fixed meaning, we'd be trapped by it. We'd spend our lives trying to live up to some external standard, some predefined purpose. But because life has no meaning, we're free to make our own rules. We're free to experiment, to fail, to change our minds, and to start over. We're free to live boldly and unapologetically. This idea that life is inherently meaningless is at the heart of existential philosophy. Thinkers like Albert Camus and Jean-Paul Sartre argued that the universe is absurd. It has no inherent meaning, and yet we humans are driven to search for one. This tension between our desire for meaning and the universe's indifference is what Camus called the absurd. But Camus didn't see the absurd as a cause for despair. Instead, he saw it as an opportunity for rebellion. By embracing the absurd, we can find freedom and joy in the face of life's meaninglessness. We can create our own meaning, not because it's handed to us, but because we choose to. So, how do we create meaning in a meaningless world? The answer is simple. We do it through our actions, our relationships, and our passions. Meaning isn't something we find, it's something we make. For some, meaning comes from helping others. For others, it comes from creating art, pursuing knowledge, or building a family. There's no right or wrong way to create meaning. The only requirement is that it feels authentic to you. Here's an exercise to try. Think about the moments in your life when you felt most alive, most fulfilled, most you. What were you doing? Who were you with? What made those moments meaningful? Chances are the meaning didn't come from some external source, it came from within. It came from your own choices, your own values, your own sense of purpose. Embracing the idea that life has no inherent meaning requires courage. It means letting go. Here's the paradox. When you stop searching for meaning, you often find it. When you stop trying to live up to some external standard, you start living authentically. And when you stop worrying about whether your life has a purpose, you start creating one. This doesn't mean that life will always be easy or that you'll never feel lost or uncertain, but it does mean that you'll be free to navigate life's challenges on your own terms. You'll be free to find joy in the small moments, to connect deeply with others, and to live a life that feels true to who you are. So why does life have no meaning? Because meaning isn't something we find, it's something we create. Life is a blank canvas and we're the artists. We get to decide what to paint, what colors to use, and what story to tell. This might sound daunting, but it's also incredibly empowering. It means that your life is yours to shape. It means that you don't have to live up to anyone else's expectations or follow anyone else's rules. It means that you're free to create a life that feels meaningful to you. So the next time you find yourself searching for meaning, remember this. Life has no inherent meaning, and that's okay. In fact, it's more than okay. It's an invitation to live boldly, to love deeply, and to create a life that's uniquely your own. Thank you for watching. Please let us know your views in the comments. Your support is much appreciated.